أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على نبي المصطفى وعلى آله وموالاه إخوتي في الدين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Today I desire that we continue the conversation that we had before, and that relates to, you recall that I mentioned that there were two impetus for the last interaction that we had. The first related to the thread that I received on the reality of our life, that as human beings, the Almighty, while creating us, put us all on a line, and that no matter what anybody does, you have to be on that line, the line of life, that all of us have to be on the line of life. To be on the line of life is to confront the reality that you can't jump that line. Like, contrary to what happens in our life today, some people, and it relates to those who would move away from that line to the crooked lines, beside the lines. So those who want to jump the line will necessarily have to drop out of the main line in order to join the crooked lines. So we see that people do that every day. They move away from the main path into other paths on the assumption that they want to get there. They want to get to to destination faster than what the Almighty has planned for them, on the assumption that they can circumvent the lie or circumvent the plan of Allah and do it their own way. And I mentioned that it's an indulgence in an illusion for people to continue to do that, because no matter what you do, no matter how fast you run, you can arrive your destination faster than what the time stipulated by the Almighty would be. In other words, it's when you travel by plane, you see, when you are traveling on the screen, estimated time of arrival. As far as our reality is concerned, there's no estimation there. It's definite. You arrive, you depart, you arrive. No estimation about it. It's definite. It's designed by Allah. It's concluded. So now, a brother confronted me with this other question. Is somebody who is on the line, he is dutiful, he is obedient. When I say he's obedient, I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about somebody who is righteous. Is righteous. وَلَا نُزَكِّي عَلَى اللَّهِ أَحَدٍ. Will not eulogize anybody as far as Allah is concerned. Because we know that Allah knows those who are dissolute and those who are righteous. But by virtue of what we know, it's righteous. He does what he is expected to do. He is obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he is in difficult circumstances. So the question arises for me and you: how do we begin to make sense of that? If somebody is obedient, is righteous, yet he experiences difficulty, how do we make sense of that? How do we begin to derive meaning for his presence on the line? Somebody who is constantly aware that he has to be on that line, and he doesn't for once entertain. He has not, and he has never entertained the possibility of leaving the line for other lines. He desires promotion. He desires the fruit of the womb. He desires the beautiful sister to marry. He desires the beautiful brother to marry. And that's another challenge. And that's another reality. We have brothers and sisters who desire marriage, but the right brother has not come, but the right sister has not been found. Sometimes you be at the beach, yet you suffer thirst. You suffer thirst. You could be in Wonderland. You begin to look for wonder. That's the irony of life. So when that reality confronted me, I, I sought illumination from the Quran and from what our forebears have pondered and written. It's their opinion that we can categorize humanity into four with reference to you being on the line, then deriving the pleasure and the bliss of being on the line while on earth before being transited to the great beyond. The first category are those who are obedient to Allah and they are happy with their lives. They desire the good life. They find the good life. They desire the beautiful woman. They find a good woman. They are invited to dedicate, to serve Allah. And you see them, they are doing that. They constantly, 24/7. The more they do it, the more the blessings they derive. That's category number one. Category number two are those who are obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are righteous. They follow the injunctions as expected, but they encounter challenges every day. That's category number two. They are not happy. They are worshiping Allah. They are heeding His injunction, but there are challenges for them. They find it hard to make ends meet. To survive, to eat on a daily basis is a big thing for them. But yet, each time he hears Allah Akbar, he goes to answer Allah's call. Category number two. Category number three are those who are disobedient to Allah. They are disobedient to Allah and they are not happy. He's disobedient but he's not happy. Category number four are those who are disobedient to Allah and are happy. Yeah, he's a disobedient person. He's an unrighteous person. He's an ingrate. He's a dissolute person. And he is happy in life. So these four categories of people on earth, we can do further categorization by placing them into two main clusters. Cluster number one are those who are happy with their circumstance. Category number two are those who are unhappy with their circumstance. The first group of those who are happy with their circumstance are those who are righteous. And Allah tells us about them in Quran, Surah An-Nahl, verse ayah 95, Quran chapter 16, ayah 95. Allah says, Man amala amalan salihan min dhakari wa untha falanuhyiyannahu hayatan tayyiba wa lanajziyannahu ajran bi ahsani ma kanu ya'malun. Allah says, those who do good, be they male or female, while on earth, wa mu'minun, they are believers in Allah. Man amala amalan salihan min dhakarin wa untha wa mu'min falanuhyiyannahu hayatan tayyibatan wa lanajziyannahum ajrahum bi ahsani ma kanu ya'malun. Allah says those who do righteous life, who engage in righteous living, whether they are male or female, with this condition, wa mu'minun, they are believers in Allah. For me, this condition, wa mu'min, exemplifies, in fact, call our attention to another fact, that to do righteous deeds is not enough without you being a believer. There are people who have established foundation in our world today. They engage in philanthropic efforts. They intervene in people's lives. When people suffer grief, suffer pain, they are there. Mr. Good, everybody knows him as Mr. Good. Everybody knows us as Mrs. Good. They engage in all those acts of charity. However, they do that not because they are taking instruction from Almighty Allah. They feel that we just feel it's good to be good. They feel it's good to be nice. It's nice to be nice. Not that we believe in an entity up there to whom we shall account on the day of resurrection. Doing good for them it's something that happens by chance, by intuition, not by revelation. Such do not fall into this analysis that Ayah 95 or Surah An-Nahl is doing. They do not belong to that category of people that Allah says, فَلَنُحْيَنَّهُ نَهُمْ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً, that we shall resurrect them, we shall make their life blissful for them, right here on earth, and on the day of resurrection. وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ بِحَسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ, and that we shall reward them with that which is better than what they were doing while on earth. So, if you belong to this category, you're a female, you're a sister of ours, you do good every day, you do good because you believe that doing good is right. Being righteous is right. You do good because you know that doing good is good. But ultimately and most importantly, you do good because you know that it's an injunction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I congratulate you, because Allah promises that your life on earth shall be a blissful one. But most importantly, your life on the day of resurrection shall be a more blissful one. Now, the second category of people in this cluster are those who are disobedient and are happy on earth, yeah. And that's, for some believers, is concerning an issue. You know, you see some people, they are not Muslims. They do not believe in what we believe in, but they have the best of things in life, yeah. And they're happy. They beat their chest that it's because we believe in nothing, that's why we are good. We believe in nothing, that's why we are prosperous. They are disobedient, but they are happy on earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Taha, he informs us about their circumstance. In Surah Al-Alim, in Surah Al-An'am, Quran chapter 6, verse 44, Allah says, Bada al-istaj wal-basmala, فَلَمَا نَسُوا مَا ذُكِّرُوا بِهِ فَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ أَبْوَابَ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Allah says, once they take that decision, ذُكِّرُوا بِهِ, once they did take decision never to believe in Allah, never to hate any admonition, never to follow any instruction, Fatahana alayhim abwaba kulli shay'in. Allah says, we now open unto them the doors of everything prosperous while on earth. We make it easy for them. Once they knock on the door opens. Once they ask for something, that thing is done for them. Their family is prosperous. Their children are prosperous. You get to their compound, you feel as if you are entering a paradise. Fatahna alayhim abwaba kulli shay'in. We open unto them the door of everything on earth. We do that because not because we are pleased with them, but by virtue of the fact that they have taken a decision to disobey our injunction. Allah says, they shall be in this path of illusion hatta akhaznahum, until that time will come when we shall hold them, when we shall seize them. فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْلِسُونَ, then everything they earn while on earth shall become nothing for them. And we do not need to go far. Wherever you are, look around the city, look around your neighbor. You will definitely see examples of those who are disbelievers yet are prosperous. Never ever think that their own life is the best example for you. Remember the story of Qarun. You remember the story of Qarun in Surah Al-Qasas, Quran chapter 29, ayah 79. Allah tells us the story of Qarun. It's a long story, more than close to 5 or 7 ayahs in the Quran. Qarun was a nobody during the time of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Then he went to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Could you intercede for me with your Lord, such that this life of penury can change for me. I also want to live the good life. When Musa looked Korun in the face and said, I have concerns for you because I'm not sure that once that prosperity comes, will you still be as righteous as you are now? Korun promised he's going to remain as righteous as he has always been in life of poverty. Eventually, Prophet Musa interceded, prayed to the Almighty Allah that the circumstance of Korun should change. Eventually, Korun got on the track of prosperity, from one camel to two camel, from one goat to two goats, from one sheep to three sheep, to four sheep to five sheep, until he has a big farm of livestock. Until it came to a time Prophet Musa asked him, won't you give what belongs to the Almighty from the prosperity that has come your way? But lo and behold, Korun went to town and he started pontificating. He started saying, Innama utituhu ala ilmin indi. All this livestock that you see, all this wealth that you see with me, I got all of them because of my ability, because of the fact that I knew how to do business. He forgot where he was before. And eventually, in that state of disbelief, and he was happy, then the prosperity with him continued to expand. You could see. Some of the time, that's why once you find yourself in a state of happiness, as a believer, you should be afraid. Because sometimes happiness could be a temptation, could also be a signifier, could be a wake-up call. Korun found himself in that state of prosperity. The wealth kept expanding. Despite the fact that he was in a state of disbelief, he refused to heed all admonition. Eventually, you remember what happened to him? He perished, and everything he had in life also went. They were all destroyed. So that represents the first cluster, those who believe in Allah and are happy with their life, and those who are unrighteous are also happy with their life. So the second cluster are those, we have two people there again. The first category are those who believe in Allah but are not happy with the circumstance they have found themselves. I mentioned it ab initio. A brother of yours or a sister of yours who is very dutiful to Allah, who is very conscious of Allah, who knows what he should do, who answers the prayers, the call for prayer at the right time, who is ever grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whenever he receives the little blessings from him. But he is not happy that there are still challenges in life. The question arises, is it because he's an obedient servant of Allah, that's why he is unhappy? How do we explain his circumstance of unhappiness? How do we begin to make sense of it? We are told, and this is what I'm trying to share with us, and I've said this countless times, that if you check Quran chapter 2 verse 14, 2:14, Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 2:1-4. Then if you check Surah Al-Baqarah 2, ayah 21, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us. If you check Surah Al-Sajdah 2, Allah says, وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُمْ بِالْعَذَابِ الْأَدْنَى دُونَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَكْبَرِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. Some of the time, when we are obedient with Allah, we follow His instruction, we are righteous, we do what He asks us to do, but we confront challenges. There are issues that we are facing. Maybe we desire the fruit of the womb, but that's not coming easy. Some of the time we desire promotion. It doesn't come our way as expected. We struggled, we competed for a particular office, yet we didn't get it. we are facing other challenges of life. Allah in Surah Sajdah Ayah 21 says, we should keep in mind that as believers, when we face adversity, those adversities could be wake-up call for us, could be information from us, to us from Allah, that there are still some things that we are not doing right and that we need to work on them. That is one. Number two, the reason we may be facing challenges despite the fact that we are believers in Allah. In Quran chapter 2, verse 155, Allah says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَالنَّقْصِ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Allah says, we shall surely test you. We shall surely cause you to experience fear, khawf, wal-joy. We shall cause you to experience hunger. وَنَقْصِ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ. We shall also cause you to experience reduction, loss in your wealth, in death of people that are close to you. These are realities of life. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. But give glad tidings to those who are patient. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Those who, whenever they hear the word of Allah, whenever they are tempted by Allah, whenever they are tested by Allah, they declare, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. From Allah we came, and back to Allah shall be our destination. So, the first category and the second cluster are those, though they believe in Allah, that challenge is there for them. There are certain questions that arrive for them every day. Certain aspirations in life are not being met. If you belong to that category of people, if you are like me, you are also like me. You are also like Mr. President. You are also like Mr. Governor. You are also like Mr. Speaker or Mr. Senator or Mr. President of the Senate. I mention all these big people because despite the fact that to our reckoning they appear to have arrived, but when you get close to them, you discover that they are also at the point of departure. And that's the irony of life. Some of the time, those we consider have arrived, when you get close to them, they will tell you they are actually making preparation for another departure. And that's the irony of life. There's no permanent arrival. There's no permanent departure until the ultimate departure, when we shall all have to leave this world. The last category of people are those who are disobedient to Allah and are unhappy with their lives. He's disobedient with Allah's injunction. He's not ready to follow Allah's path. And he's also not happy with his life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us in Surah At-Taha, chapter 20, verse 121. Allah says, Man a'rada an dhikri, fa inna lahu ma'ishatan dankan, wa nahshiru yawma al-qiyamati a'ma. Those who decide to go against our instruction. Those who have chosen a different path other than the line we gave to them. فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً دَنْكًا. We shall go through life, a hard life indeed. Not only that, on the day of resurrection, we shall raise them as blind people. They will ask Allah, why have you raised us as blind people? Allah will tell them, كَذَلِكَ أَتَتِكَ آيَاتُنَا فَنَسِيتَهَا. The same way you got our messages while on earth, and we decided to go against it. So brothers in Islam, my sister in this path of rectitude, on this straight line that we have found ourselves, keep in mind that we need to be believers. We need to be strong, faithful entities in the path of Islam. If your circumstance is that which you find yourself in a happy condition today, and you are believers, you believe in Allah, I join you in thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One way you can tie your happiness down is to give it all to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All those things that make you happy, ensure that you dedicate them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it is from Him and they shall be back to Him. Now, you, my brother or sister, you are dutiful to Allah, but there are these challenges you are facing. I recall that I advised, and the advice is substantive. Be more dutiful to him. Keep in mind that those challenges you are facing today might actually be a wake-up call for you to do more. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has put us all on this path, will make our feet firm on the path of rectitude. ربنا ثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على من أعدانا وآتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
واضرب لهم مثل الرجلين جعلنا لأحدهما جنتين من أعناب وحففناهما بنخل وجعلنا بينهما زرعا.
And present to them an example of two men. We granted to one of them 2 gardens of grapevines, and we bordered them with palm trees and placed between them fields of crops.
كلتا الجنتين آتت أكلها ولم تظلم منه شيئا وفجرنا خلالهما نهرا.
Each of the 2 gardens produced its fruit and did not fall short thereof in anything, and we caused to gush forth within them a river.
وكان له ثمر فقال لصاحبه وهو يحاوره أنا أكثر منك مالا وأعز نفرا.
And he had fruit, so he said to his companion while he was conversing with him, I am greater than you in wealth and mightier in numbers of men.
ودخل جنته وهو ظالم لنفسه قال ما أظن أن تبيد هذه أبدا